Anguish is one of those paintings that stops you in your tracks. It was painted by August Schenck, who first showed this work to the public in 1878 at the Paris Salon, the biggest art exhibition in the world. Later in this video, I will tell you more about Schenck and your opportunity these days to acquire his work for bargain prices. But let's start with the female sheep, called a ewe, standing over her bleeding lamb. They are surrounded by a murderous circle of crows who are waiting for their opportunity. It is not clear whether the lamb is severely wounded or has perhaps already died, but it's very clear that things are not looking good. It's a large painting of 5 by 8 feet or 150 by 250 centimeters, and it has an immediate impact on many viewers. Few people who see this painting will not be affected by the grim scene. And then, on top of that, there are the emotions that the ewe expresses. The mother is standing over her lamb, and we can see her cold breath. We can recognize her sorrow and determination. She has human-like qualities which transform the painting in more than just a tragic scene of the animal world. Many people have at least some idea of how she must feel, making its emotional impact stronger than most other paintings. And then there's the circle of crows, whose color provides a strong contrast to the lamb and ewe and the snowy landscape. They are eagerly but patiently waiting for their opportunity as soon as the mother leaves or shows some signs of weakness. And while Schenck had a great love for animals and captured their beauty and sadness with great skill, there are some people who interpret this painting as a critique on the brutal and cruel behavior of some people in society. It's doubtful whether this was Schenck's intention when he painted it, but it illustrates why this painting is so powerful, as different people interpret its content in their own way. August Friedrich Albrecht Schenck was born in 1828 in Gluckstadt, which was part of Denmark at that time, but is nowadays a German city just north of Hamburg. He started his career as a wine merchant, which was very fitting as the name Schenk can loosely be translated as wine server. He traveled through Germany, Russia and Portugal, but after 5 years he sold out his wine vaults in Porto and headed for the art capital in the world, Paris, where he would study art. He would stay the rest of his life in France, where he died in 1901 at age 72. After his training in Paris, Schenck started to specialize in painting landscapes and animals. And he quickly became successful, so much so that together with the French female artist Rosa Bonheur, he was the most sought after animal painter in France. And it may come as no surprise that his main specialty was the painting of sheep. He often painted them in snowy environments or dealing with their natural environments. But he also wanted to show their nobility. One particularly interesting piece of work in relation to Anguish is this painting, called The Orphan, in which the roles of the lamb and its mother are reversed. Again the crows are present, but this time it's the frail lamb trying to protect its mother. During his life, the works of Schenck sold for high prices and entered the collections of some major museums. But after his death, interest in his work has declined, and if you would want to buy a painting by Schenck today, you can do so for relatively affordable prices, often below $5,000. This work was created during a time that people started to better understand the life of animals. 6 years before this work was made, Charles Darwin published a book entitled The Expression of the Emotions in Man and Animals. Before that, animals were mainly seen as objects for consumption and pleasure, but people started to get an awareness that animals may also feel emotions. This painting is on display in the National Gallery of Victoria in Melbourne, Australia. It is a beautiful museum with masterpieces of artists from across the world, including works by masters like Paul Cézanne, Modigliani, Monet, Picasso, Rembrandt and Turner. and for over 1 century, this work has consistently been voted to be among the best 10 works in this museum out of the 75,000 works in their collection. The canvas is placed in a metal frame gilded with gold. 2 years after the painting was completed, the frame was bought for £1,200, and it is very likely the original frame in which this work was displayed at the Paris Salon of 1878. The National Gallery of Victoria acquired the work in 1879, and the next year it bought the frame, reuniting them over 10,000 miles from the place they were created. I hope you enjoyed this discussion. If you did, please hit the like and subscribe buttons below, as they really help the exposure of the channel to other people who like to learn about art. Thank you for listening.